Welcome to the how-to series on Dow Corning's Build a Better Barrier System. This video will demonstrate how to check wet mill thickness using a wet mill thickness gauge. At the end of this video, you will know how to accurately determine the wet mill thickness of a coated substrate. You will need the following supplies for this part of the system application: a wet coated surface to measure, wet mill thickness gauge. Let's get started. With the wet mill thickness gauge in hand, approach the surface to be tested. Insert the wet mill gauge into the wet surface at a 90-degree angle to the substrate, making sure that the edge of the gauge that has the depth measurement that you are trying to meet penetrates the coating. Keeping the gauge perpendicular to the wall, pull the gauge back from the surface. Look at the edge of the gauge. Some coating will remain on any teeth that touched its surface. The thickness of the coating will be between the thickness listed on the last tooth with coating and the thickness measured by the tooth next to it, which does not have any material on it. In this case, the mill gauge is telling us that our coating is 30 mils thick. Wipe off the gauge with a rag and repeat the above procedure in other sections of the coated substrate. This allows you to verify that you have the desired thickness and that the coating is uniform across all areas. Wipe off the wet mill gauge with a dry rag. Thank you for taking the time to learn about Dow Corning's Build a Better Barrier System. You should now be able to accurately determine the wet mill thickness on a substrate. Please see our other videos for additional application information on the DefendAir air barrier system. Visit www.buildabetterbarrier.com for a copy of our application guide and for more information.